Hello everyone, welcome back to American Textbook Reading. I'm Brian Stott, where we continue along in our book. We're on lesson 8 right now. We are talking about training in family life. In this unit, you will discover training in family life, same as the turtle, but what I is what exactly does that mean if we take a look at the picture to warm up for this unit? We can see two different picture. We can see picture from a long time ago. In the past, women were working very hard in the home. Then we see a modern picture of a young woman, and she not working in the home, she working in office. We can see many difference between these two pictures in terms of of type of work where people were working, what kind of clothes they were wearing, and the difference is between the past and the present. And that's what we're talking about when we talking about change in family life. We are talking about uh, how have how has things changed, how have things changed from the past to the present. Let's take a look at some words that we're going to talk about first. We say family life, right? What is life? Of course, life is the way a person live. Of course, this is different a little bit of different picture, from a baby to a person, very old person. Right, this is a life of a person, but life also means how are the way a person will live. And when we talk about um, and when we talk about how a person live uh, the way in which a person live, we can also use another word very similar that that's called lifestyle. So what is your lifestyle? What were the lifestyle of people a long time ago? Like what what are lifestyle of modern people? So sure, we can talk about we can talk about we can talk about life of of uh, talk about life of different people, but ex, ex, especially 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 when we talk about how people live, we 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 are really talking about lifestyle. What are what what are not what is their lifestyle? Okay, another word we can we, we can talk about is dress. We can so that a little bit in the bitter that at the first line of this lesson, right at the first beginning, all this unit, we saw that the women were wearing different type of clothing, clothing, a dress, of course, is a type of clothing for women in whereas women do not wear dresses. I hope I hope men do not wear dresses. If you see a man or a boy wearing a wearing a dress, that's very strange. Maybe that Halloween on their uh, is it a custom. But anyway, dress is typically for women and girls. Traditional, tra- traditionally, traditionally that's what the only clothing that women wore, wore wear dresses. However, nowadays women don't always women women don't always women don't always have to wear dresses, but they do if they want to. Okay, let's move on to our next one. Setter. Setter is a place to live or stay. There are many types. Setter, many types. Setter. Right, there are many types of setter. What type of setter do you live in? Probably live in an apartment. Apartment. That's very common type of setter in Korea. Right. In apartment. What are what are some other type of setter? Well, this look look like a house. It's a large house. It's a large house, right? Well, you just say house, house, house. You could live you could live in a large house, or you can live in a small house, in an apartment, in an apartment, a house. Those are typical type of setter. But setter can be really any building that somebody live in or any structure. A long time ago, American Indians that live live in Tibet. They they were like tent is is a type of structure or shelter. So basically, any place any place that you can go inside, you can you can stay in, that protects you from the outside environment like rain, snow, cold, or even heat. These things protect you in a place to stay. They are called settle. Okay, before I talk about dress now. We'll talk about clothing again. Dress is the type of clothing is just covering the, the people wear in. Of course, the many type of clothing, right? I'm wearing a shirt and that one type of clothing. You could wear a jacket. That another type clothing, even even the shoes on your feet. We consider that as clothing. As well, there are things that we put over our bodies or, or on our bodies to cover us, and they protect us from the nature. Also, we don't call the uh, also we don't call the clothes shelter, even even though they do the same thing, the right thing, right? Clothes clothes protect us from the environment. Shelter protect us from the environment. But but there are different type clothing clothing or covering that 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 we wear that we put on our body. We wear these things during the day. We put on clothes. We put on clothes um in the morning, and we wear clothes during the day. Okay, so in the morning you put on clothes. During the day you wear your clothes, and then at night before you get before you get to bed, you take off your clothes. Okay, so basically three type of verb we use with clothes. But put on wear, take take off boot on clothes in the morning, or when you try clothes on in the store on in the store on in the store. You put in on wear clothes during the day for the wall. That at night you take off you take off your clothes, get ready for bed. Okay, so clothing, another word that we're talking about in this unit is called. What is a crop? A crop is a plant that people grow as food, not just any plants, right? We go out into nature, and we look at plants, not all the not all the plants. We find our crop, only the plants that people grow as food. Okay. For example, what are some type of crops that we grow as food are very common. Type of crop in Korea, of course, is rice. Rice is very 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 common type of crop. However, the word which is another one, which is a crop. These are type of land that we grow for food. So any type of lands that a farmer we grow, those are called crop crop called crop eat them with them in large number. Okay, of course, of course. Where where do we grow this food? We grow we grow them on a farm. A farm is a piece of land where people grow crop or animals. Right. We don't see any crop in this picture. This is a farm we farm, but what we do what we do see your animal. So farm is used to grow plants, right? As food and also animal as food. So basically, we get our food from two sources, right? We get our food from plants. We eat plants for food. We also eat animal for food. Where do where do we get those things from from a farm? Okay, it so each a piece of land or a real area where a farmer, right? A farmer owns a farm. A farm. They grow crop. They also grow animal. They send those products to our store. We buy them and we can eat something. So farm, of course, are very important to us. Okay, wait, it's time for farmer to go out and gather the plant for food, right? The plant have to grow, right? They have to reach a certain stage before we can eat them. We can eat the young plant. We have we have to wait till the plant grow fully, grow fully, and then we can eat the plant at that time. What is that time? It's usually in the fall and farmers we go out and they will harvest. They they will harvest the crop. Harvest means that they will gather together. Means to get together. You gather together all the things you gather thing. You gathering of the crop. So the farmer goes goes out and they will gather and those crop and crop they will gather all the rice together. They will gather all the wheat together, or the corn, or the cucumber, or the tomato, or all of this time of rains. When they gather when they gather them in that college, the harvest is very common. It's very common. You say it's harvest time. It's harvest time. It's harvest time. And again, that normally that normally happens in the fall, right? In the fall, it's harvest time. The farmer will go out and gather the crop, and then we have a lot of food. Okay. Corn is the type of crop, right? I thought we talk about rice, we talk about wheat, but corn is also very common type of crop. Corn, of course, you recognize. Corn, right? Corn is a kind of plant with yellow seed, and this is a big, right? They they're very delicious, de- delicious. Too, which is used for food. So I'm sure you like corn. Of you like corn, of course. We all like popcorn. We can use a corn to make a popcorn. To put the yellow seed we we will eat as food. Let's take a look at the video. This is a farmer in his field, and he is walking through his land on his farm, and he growing corn. You see the corn plants that are very high. They are taller when is and he holding and he holding in 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 ear of corn in his hand, an ear of corn. That's how we say it, one part of planes that we take off the the one part of the plane that we take off. Whoa, the whoa planes we call it an era of course now one one cornstalk will will have many ears. Of course, not really ears, right? But we chose go it that so he will go through and he checking on his crop and he looking to see what the progress is in maybe he broke one off to see if it's really ready to eat or not eat. Not it look like it's harvest time soon because these flames have grown so high he will probably harvest his corn very quickly or soon. Wheat again is another type type another type of crop. Rice. We we talk about rice, wheat and corn. Here we here we here we have wheat again. Wheat is a a kind of grains with grains. That flour is made from so this grain. We tuck this grain in. We burst them together with green wheat. Green green is when you burst with a lot of force and you make something crumble. make something crumble into smaller, very, very small bees. And that, of course, is floors, if floor white flour, flour you which you use to make bread, cookies, cake, all these different type of things that made by with those different type of food to flour is made from wheat is a very important crop is for human. And goodbye everyone. See you next time.